Josh, a bit of history for yourself and the club on the weekend. What does it mean to you to be the new club's record holder for A-League games played?
Yeah. If I get on the pitch and play this weekend, it's a huge honour. It's a club that's very special for me. I started my career here. It's my home state club. Obviously being from Bunbury, but living most of my life in Perth. It'd be extra special. Nice one, to tick for myself throughout my career. So really special.
It's probably not something you've thought about too much, especially given you've had 2 stints here now. What was your reaction when you found out?
Yeah, I didn't even know I was that close, to be honest. It's nice. Yeah, obviously, getting back into it towards your career. You start to achieve these milestones, whether it's 200 or 250 games and breaking records. They're nice little feathers to put in the bow. And looking back, it's gone pretty quick. Thinking back to when I first started here, my career at Perth. I was young and naive, and now 33 years old with a couple of kids. It goes pretty quick. So just savouring every game I can play for the club and for the rest of my career.
It's Bunbury is obviously more renowned for its AFL prowess, and some of the players that have come from the southwest who've gone to play in the AFL. Is it nice to put Bunbury on the map from a football perspective?
Yeah, it's great. Soccer in regional WA isn't huge. When I got to an age where I wanted to pursue soccer, I had to move to Perth, and I think a lot of young kids are doing that as well. It's hard to get to where you want from there. So it's great. There's a lot of talent in the southwest regions. Hopefully in the future, players won't have to make that decision to be their family and move at such a young age, and hopefully we can do something about that. But it's great to be from that sort of town, and to play in the National League in the country is pretty special for myself.
When you reflect upon that move that you made as a teenager, where you went from Bunbury to ECU Joondalup, I'm sure it was tough, but when you look back on it now, do you feel like it steeled you and kind of prepared you perfectly for the career ahead?
Yeah, it's being a professional athlete, it requires a lot of mental toughness, and making those sacrifices when I was younger, definitely helped me to prepare myself for the career ahead. You got to make those sacrifices at particularly those young ages, I think, if you want to make it. So, it was huge. At the time, it didn't seem like such a big, decision for me. I just had one thing in mind, and that was to be a professional player. So, probably would a bit more harder for my parents. Having kids now, I couldn't imagine sending my kid off, at a young age. Albeit it's only a couple of hours away, but back then it was a 3-hour drive, not a 2-hour drive like it is now with the new freeway. So, it was a bit harder, but a decision that I don't regret.
And being back in Perth now as well, after your time away, you've kind of alluded to it in the past, but did absence make the heart grow fonder for Perth?
Yeah, look, I think in the back of my mind, I always knew I wanted to finish my career off here at Perth. So, being away, it was always, pulling me back at some point. My wife's from here as well. We had 2 boys while we were away over East, and, that was a big factor as well, come home and, be near family as well. But to be able to play for Glory again is really great. This season hasn't gone as planned for us as we would liked, but I'm loving being back home playing with some old mates who I started my career with, and playing in front of my family and friends every week.
Yeah, you obviously you played with Adam Taggart when you were young. You played with Brandon O'Neill when you were younger. There's a lot of Glory boys who hail from that kind of ECU Joondalup pipeline. There's a few of you guys that played together at Glory and went on to play for the Socceroos. Does it ever feel surreal, kind of the guys that you played with as a teenager, you've kind of gone on to almost the highest level of football, playing alongside?
Yeah, I think we've always had a lot of good young talent here in WA, and like you said, grew up with a lot of good talented players, and gone on to play alongside them in national team, and for club as well. So You know, I think that's one thing that, you know, Perth boys, the WA boys, you know, they love Perth and they're always going to want to come home. So, you know, it's arguably for me one of the best places to live. So, you know, you're always going to, you know, get those Perth boys to come back. So for now, for the likes of me and Brano and Tags, you know, be playing again with each other in the twilight of our careers. So it's really nice.
And when you reflect on your career as a whole, where does facing, you know, France and Kylian Mbappe at the 2018 World Cup rank?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. You know, it seems you know, that sort of moment playing in the World Cup was extra special. And you know, when I go out to soccer trainings and that now, that seems to be the biggest response when asked a question. You know, who's the best player I've played against, and you know, it's definitely one that you know, as obviously you've seen the career that's unfolded for those guys, and to you know, it's one to tell the grandkids, I suppose. But yeah, a special moment for me in looking back at my career, definitely.
In terms of this week's game, Josh, Mariners not in great form. What sort of game are you expecting, and what is Judah's main message being in the build-up?
Yeah, look, it's going to be obviously a tough game. Yeah, like you said, you know, they haven't won in a while. You know, we're looking to, you know, bounce back from that loss against Brisbane Roar. You know, we know where we're sitting on the table now, and we don't want to finish. We don't want to finish last. I think that's a big motivation for us. You know, with these last 5 games. I suppose the positive is, you know, 2 games we had against them this season were very good, and you know, we could have probably should have pinched a win in one of those games. So it's going to be a hard battle. You know, both teams are going to want to win the game. So yeah, look, I think for us it's just, you know, sticking to what we've been doing well, and you know, I think yeah, just finishing off you know, our end product a bit.